Hey everyone, Alexis Garcia coming to you from the corner of my tiny little home office here. And we've done a couple of videos looking at some automakers, especially those that are making electric vehicles like BYD and Ford. And we got a request from one of you to talk about NIO. So NIO is a Chinese electric vehicle company. They were founded in 2014. They really target the luxury market, and they're going to be joining the Hong Kong exchange pretty soon. So I hopped on Zoom with our news editor, Ed Carson, to get his thoughts and insights about NIO. And here it is for you. Take a look. All right. So Ed, this was really kind of a viewer request. We've done videos on BYD. We've looked at Ford, and someone was curious about NIO. So I just want to know what stands out to you about them versus the competition.
Yeah, NIO is probably one of the first EV startups that we were aware of out here in the US. They were the first to come public in the US. What's some of the things that make them stand apart, for good or ill, is that they don't make their own vehicles. They actually contract out to somebody else. So that, that has an upside and a downside to it. They may not capture all the gains, but they might be able to expand quickly. They have a number of electric SUVs. They've actually slipped in terms of sales versus XPeng and Li Auto. But next month they're going to come out with the ET7 luxury sedan. So it'll be its first EV sedan, and then the ET5. And both of these are supposed to have 1,000-kilometer range, about just over 600 miles. Now that's on an easy standard, but still should be well over 400 miles, even if they were in the US, like an EPA standard. So I think there's a lot of attention there, and they are expanding to more European countries this year. So there's a lot to be going on this year. Big year for NIO.
Yeah, and you kind of mentioned some of the things they're doing right, but as we've seen kind of the growing competition in this market, what are some things that are maybe on your radar to look out for as this market really develops?
To a certain extent, one issue that's a problem, just as NIO, the stock, is that NIO is still valued more than XPeng and Li Auto, which are now selling it. I think part of, still a lot of, so that's one reason I think why NIO has lagged, is just that people are looking, well, this is other doing well. But NIO is, is on the upscale market. There's going to be a lot of competition. At some point, there's going to be enough supply that some of these automakers are going to lose. I'm not saying there'll be a glut of EVs, but at some point there'll be enough EVs that somebody like, that automaker doesn't do well, or that model really doesn't sell well. And I don't know if we're really at that. It feels like anything any automaker can make of any kind, people will buy for above the asking price. But at some point, will normalize, and so that'll be just a challenge for anybody. I mean, not really singling out NIO, is that there's going to be winners and losers, and I don't know. That's an issue for investors and everybody. Like who's going to be the winners, and I don't think we know yet.
Yeah, and just to wrap up, because a lot of these EV stocks have been really hot with investors, but particularly with some of these China stocks, we've seen a lot of volatility. As we kind of move forward, what should investors really be aware of? Not with just NIO stock, but just with China stocks in general.
I mean, there's a risk of delisting, those kind of situations. NIO looks like it's going to go on to the Hong Kong exchange as well. So that'll at least make sure that it's listed somewhere. And it's just, it makes it harder. I mean, we go out and we see Teslas, we see BMWs, we see those things out there. Them, if you want to, you can drive them and learn them. I don't know really what a NIO car is like, and the NIO SUV. I mean, just those kind of things. I don't know if people like it. They've got all these swapping stations to swap out batteries quickly. That sounds neat. I don't know how well it works. I mean, not really. So I think it's just those kind of things. Whenever you're talking about international, I mean, honestly, we were talking about Russia, Ukraine. I mean, what happens? Things could get ugly around the South China Sea. Let's put it that way with China. And that's just an issue. I'm not saying that's going to happen today or tomorrow, but there's always concerns. Chinese government could say, we don't like NIO anymore, and you're going away now. And there's not a whole lot that can be done about it. So I think there are a lot of concerns. I don't think that there's anything particularly pressing on any one of those related to NIO or EVs, but investors have to be aware of all these kind of things.
All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching. As always, hit the subscribe button below to get more videos like this. And let me know, are there any other companies or stocks out there that you're interested in hearing about? Leave that in the comment section below, and we'll see you next time.